Hey everybody, Adam Savage at Propstore with Brandon Allinger. How are you, my friend?
I'm good.
You guys have an auction coming up, and we often say, "Oh, the auction's really exciting." This one has some truly amazing pieces in it. My eye alighted on these incredible panels from the Star Wars film universe.
These are a lot of fun. It's not all props and costumes. Sometimes we're selling set deck as well, but set deck can be very recognizable. And you could really do something with this. You could set it up on a stand, or maybe you want to mount it on your wall. To me, they're really neat pieces.
So these are set deck from panels from, this is Jedi, Return of the Jedi?
Jedi, yeah.
And this is Rogue One.
And that's Rogue One, so we're kind of bookending eras of Star Wars productions here. Yeah.
It's exciting to see them like this because, Jedi, it's all letraset tape, and you can often see in the corners where they didn't have to be very precise, so they weren't. You can see a little overlap here, a little overlap there. Yeah. It's all just tape.
Yeah. And the guy who came up with all this is Harry Lange. Famous art director, started on 2001, A Space Odyssey. I think he did a lot of these panel lines like this on 2001, and then he brought it to Star Wars. I think he worked on Jedi also. He might have built this panel himself directly, because that's what he was known for.
Oh, wow.
And then I know when they started the sort of modern era of Star Wars, they were doing Force Awakens at Pinewood in the UK, and they called these Harry Lange panels.
Oh, wow.
They'd be like, we need more Harry Lange panels, so...
And I can see these are, this red square is laser cut or even a decal, but it looks like it's applied on top rather than from rolls of letraset tape.
And this one may be a little bit more intricate than what we had back here, but this panel specifically was on the interior of the Imperial Shuttle set. Okay. So like when the gang is going down to the Forest Moon, you see the interior of the shuttle, and sometimes it's fascinating. You'll see like a behind-the-scenes photo, and it's so dressed, whereas in the film you only saw this one little corner of it. But they put a lot of work into these things.
I took a note of a couple of things here. One is the gels over the lights, so you have different lights showing up through.
Yeah.
But I was looking at this piece here and thinking, oh, this is absolutely like a 5-inch monitor shroud from like a Sony rack mount monitor, and then I turn it over and you can see this taupe. Absolutely, that's what it is.
Cobbled together out of something.
Yep.
Yeah. And just some red gels there, right?
Red gels and brazed on, these are aluminum screws brazed onto the back of this.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a lot of work as opposed to just drilling a hole and running it through.
But there's no screws in the Star Wars universe.
To keep the seamless look. Somebody's gone to put some time into that, right?
Exactly. Meanwhile, here, they've got some screws. They've gone to the...
Maybe that was covered? Maybe that part was covered? Yeah, I don't know.
Does this light up?
Yeah, it does. Let's see. There we go. Now it's cool.
Oh, yeah.
And you could build something to backlight this one, right? If you have a flashlight, if you got a flashlight behind the red gel there. I bet it would pop.
Hire some local kid to make you a light
box.
There we go.
There you go. Come on. That's cool.
Very nice. Even that lights up too.
And I love the Star Wars characters, right? The Arabesh, is that it? Is that how we say it? Arabesh?
I'm not sure it was called Arabesh back then.
Right, somebody brought that in at some point.
I remember Don Bees telling me that the Darth Vader chess box, the walk around that he built, it's all Hebrew.
Okay, so is this Hebrew? Or is this Arabesh?
It could be a modified Hebrew.
Yeah.
It could be, honestly, I don't know.
And that would be another question is, I know at some point, like I think today, the Arabesh translates to English in a 1-to-1 ratio.
Right.
But was it the case then, or was it just an art department guy kind of scribbling stuff?
I think it was probably more like that.
Yeah.
This also is, I'm curious, that looks like it's almost printed onto a piece of tape.
No, it's a decal sheet because, and I can tell you why, because actually from the same collection, we had in the last auction one of the original decal sheets with all the different letters on it.
Oh, that's really exciting.
So look it up. Look it up on our website. It's out there, and that's what these would have come off of.
I love that you guys are your own research, just because of how many pieces have come through your hands.
The knowledge base is always rising, and it's interesting to see how different things evolve over time. And this, I feel like, just telling us a little story of the quality of manufacturing.
I also want to turn this around and take a look and. We've got your sort of 1970s hardware, kit bash stuff, and then we just have many more things at our disposal these days. Electronics were much harder to come by. Circuits were more tricky to get working, and now it's so much more trivial.
And is that acrylic? What is that?
This looks like a cast resin shroud.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that they had a separate piece that goes over the top of it. So maybe they made a whole bunch of these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I can totally see.
Whereas this is just a little sheet of aluminum.
Yeah, this is all hand cut by somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other one that gets me tired when I think about the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon.
Right.
It's like every
Yeah.
bit of that is someone being like,
Yeah, days and days and days on that.
no 3D printing on that. Is it rare that you guys get Star Wars set deck?
It's not that rare, I guess, because the Star Wars sets were custom made. People did think to save fun little pieces. I remember years ago we had a pile of the pallets, which are basically shipping pallets, but they're plastic, and they use them all over the Star Wars sets as floor grates. Right. So it's like the Millennium Falcon, when Luke's there with the Seeker Ball, the floor is all made out of these pallets.
Oh, wow.
And we had a bunch of those that came out of a UK rental house. They use the same thing, I think, in Alien, maybe Aliens.
You can see also original Star Wars set deck pieces showing up in Doctor Who from the 70s as well.
Right, yeah. So, it's out there, but I don't know. For me, it's like, I don't know, a lot of people go, I gotta have a Stormtrooper helmet. I actually think this is a wonderful piece. Like, to just have that sitting on your desk on a riser, on a block, I think it's very recognizable and just really interesting.
I totally agree. Plus, today, you could put a touchscreen in here. You could have this be interactive with you.
Yeah. Maybe a coffee machine in the morning.
It isn't, yes. It is an interesting question about how much restoration one would want to do on this. We can see some pitting and some dirt on the aluminum.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't take that much effort with a Q-tip and some distilled water to make this look almost new.
Yeah, make it pop again. Yeah, I think the right thing to do is, clean off the obvious dirt, because that's probably been accumulated in the years since. It's probably been kicking around someone's garage or whatever.
Fair.
That's why it's dirty. I think it's safe to remove that dirt. I don't think you want to, sometimes we see people get really enthusiastic about restoration. They go, and the lines are messed up, so I'm going to redo them and make them pretty.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's too far.
Then you're the ship of Theseus.
Yeah.
You've replaced all the important bits.
You got to strike the balance. I like these little feet. This is a little detail we see on a lot of Star Wars props, those little rubber feet.
Yeah, these are the rubber feet for just putting pads under your stuff, but they make them into buttons.
They must have just had sheets of them. They put them on Stormtrooper guns. They just put them all over the place,
I'm curious what round Greebly was here.
Yeah, something's been lost to time.
Yep.
Some little dials.
Do you guys, if someone bought this and asked you guys for help making the electronics work again or putting it into a display, would you connect them up with a vendor?
We could, yeah. I mean, we certainly have people that do that work. We may have gotten the lights running on this one. I'm not certain.
Right.
A lot of times it's very simple. You just have to attach a power supply. It's like they just take the power supplies off because the effects guys are going to reuse them.
Sure.
So a lot of times it's as simple as getting it reconnected. Something like this, I guess you've got to build a backlight that fits appropriately. But we do, we definitely have recommendations for who to go to do that work.
You described also that the line patterns while following the same design language, got more complex with the later movies. And that's also true of the ship detailing as well. If you look at the side of the Millennium Falcon and the side of like Ahsoka's ship, the density, there's just much more dense detail on Ahsoka's ship on a per square inch basis than there are on the side of a ship like the Falcon.
Yeah. And do you think that reflects manufacturing?
No,
and
actually,
how that's changed over the years, or
I think manufacturing helps, but I feel like that's more like better cameras with higher resolution. You want to see more in the frame.
It needs to be better.
Yeah. I feel like that our appetite's gotten better. John Goodson is still doing the same brilliant work he's always done. He's just doing it at a deeper level now because the aesthetics are, I feel like, tighter.
Yeah, and maybe in a way it's more precious today, whereas back then it was probably like, just get something up there in front of space.
Right.
And now it's more like, ooh, it's got to be right. Like if it's not right, people are going to have notes and comments.
Well, and that's the most fun part is that when people look at the B-roll of this and you see the close-up of this red line and how crisp it is, and then you see the close-up of these silver lines and how crunchy. I mean, this is the kind of stuff I was doing as a kid. Not like I was making panels this beautiful, but like tape that was bunching up and not lining up perfectly. Yeah, this is just getting it done for the shot.
Yeah.
I love it.
Really nice pieces. And also, the other great thing about these is the price point is much more accessible. So, I don't know exactly off the top of my head what the estimates are, but I think it's a couple $1,000s as opposed to tens of $1,000s or more.
So these aren't being sought after feverishly by large groups of collectors.
I mean, it's like the price is always reflective of how significant is the item to the film. And, these are just a little bit more obscure, but at the same time, to me, they're still extremely Star Wars. It's not like, if I showed this to a film fan and said, what movie do you think it's from? They're not going to know what it is exactly, but I bet they might get the film.
Oh, well, I'll bet any kid that walks in knows that panel's from Star Wars. Yeah. And they'll be like, Uncle Jake's got a Star Wars panel.
That said, I think we see similar panels in some of the Superman films.
Oh, really?
Which I think Harry Lange was also involved with. but some of like Lex Luthor's control panels have got this same.
Oh, I got to go
aesthetic
look
going
that
on.
up.
Yeah.
There might be some bin somewhere full of old Harry
Totally,
Lange,
yeah.
Harry Lange panels.
Yeah.
The auction's happening very soon, right?
Yes, September 4th to 6th. It's here in LA. The full catalog's online, over 1,100 items. Everything from shuttle panels to lightsabers. So
Amazing.
yeah, take a look.
And links are in the description. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thank you guys so much for watching that video. I would be remiss if I didn't tell you we have some excellent merch. We have a 5-pack of demerit badges for sale right now at tested/store.com. We've got the I hung it off of level demerit badge, the I built the chair backwards demerit badge, the I hit my thumb with a hammer demerit badge. We've got the stapler in my finger demerit badge, and my favorite, I stuck the duct tape to itself demerit badge. Get yours now, tested/store.store, tested-store, tested. It's right here. There. Just click there.